Please be advised this episode includes descriptions of homicide and domestic conflict that may be disturbing to some listeners.
You're listening to Dakota Spotlight. My name is James Wolner.
And evidently, Loretta and Robin had gotten a fight down at the bar. It was after they closed over there at Eddie's, so it had to be after 1 o'clock. I went out there and woke him up. He was sleeping in his kid's room. We started arguing. I started bitching at him for slapping around his wife. And called 911. She asked what I needed. I says, I'm a bad man. So I told her. She says, I want to report a homicide.
Hi guys, 3 weeks ago I released an episode titled 10 Years from Killing about the 1990 murder of Robin Enockson in Driscoll, North Dakota. But since that release, I've gotten access to the full recorded audio of police interviews done with Edward Royal Reitan, who is now convicted of that crime. So what I'm going to do today is play the full raw interview audio. It runs a little over an hour long, and I found it to be fascinating. So 14 years after Robin Enockson was murdered, Ed Reitan calls 911 while standing across the street from the sheriff's office in Bismarck, North Dakota. He tells the dispatcher he wants to turn himself in and confess to a murder. So they bring him in, he sits down, and he tells them his story. Here are some of the things I found interesting in these interviews. For one, Reitan begins by saying he can't tell them everything because he doesn't remember very much of the events. He was drunk, he's put it out of his mind, and it was a long time ago. But then his memory becomes surprisingly detailed. He recalls a lot of things, movements, conversations, the weapons, the drive afterward, almost everything. He does get one key detail wrong, the exact date of the murder. He's off by about a month, but there is a holiday connection that makes this confusion understandable. Another interesting nugget is a lot of talk about a man named Mo. It's clear investigators were trying to figure out if this Mo guy may have been somehow involved. One thing I think is important to mention, you'll hear how Reitan says he went out to confront Robin Enockson for slapping his wife around, and he references a fight between Robin and his wife at a bar. I think it's important to point out that the real story was that Robin's wife was striking him, not the other way around. In fact, it was said that Robin barely defended himself. If you want the full background of the case, the investigation, the timeline, and Robin Enockson's story, listen to the earlier episode titled 10 Years from Killing. I'll be back at the end of these interviews with some more information. All right, let's jump into the confession interviews of Edward Royal Reitan.
I want to have somebody profile. I know some stuff that nobody else knows.
Well, I was working when that happened.
So you worked with Stars and Brown at that time? Or is it what
Brown's from Minot. You're thinking of
I don't know who I talked to, some guy.
Kowalski?
Boy, I don't know. I talked to a couple folks from
ECI?
ECI too, yeah.
Okay.
They come out and jam me before I got out of the band.
Well, if you want to just have a seat out there, I'm going to shut the door and we're going to visit for a little while. And then, if you want to hang around though.
Okay.
Before we get into that, I got to make sure that I do my job correctly.
They read me my rights.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to go over it again. I got to print it out for him. And your first name is Ed. Is that short for Edward?
Edward.
E-D-W-A-R-D?
Yes. Middle name Royal.
And your last name?
R-E-I-G-A-N.
Okay, if you want to take a look at this while we go through this, it says, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in court of law. Do you understand that you have the right to remain silent? And I got to mark either yes or no.
Yes.
Okay. Understanding that right, you wish to talk to me now. I'm Stephen Hall. I work for Burley County Sheriff's Department. I'm an investigator here.
That's who I called. Yes.
Okay. You have the right to talk to an attorney, have an attorney, present before and during questioning. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed free of charge to represent you before and during questioning if you so desire. Do you understand that you have the right to talk to an attorney? And then again, I got to mark yes or no.
Yeah.
Understand that right, you wish to talk to me now?
Yeah, we're going to discuss a few things, and I'll talk to the attorney, and we'll see what we can work out.
Okay.
Okay.
But you want to talk to me first?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah. Got to get the ball rolling here.
You can decide at any time to exercise these rights, not answer any questions or make any statements. Basically, it says you can stop whenever you want.
That's what we just talked about, yes. Yeah.
And you understand that? You still want to talk to me?
Yes, we do, yeah.
Okay. I just need a signature at the bottom. So 20.
5:20.
Yeah.
04.
And it's 2:35 by my watch. AM.
Could have wrote number 30, I suppose.
Mm. Why don't you fill me in first on your background a little bit and how you're associated with this.
Robin was a friend. Just a
And
friend.
by Robin, you're saying
Robin Enockson, yes.
okay.
Somebody met here in town and we clicked. You know. Why I did it, I have no idea. What you're going to need to know, and things haven't been released, is he was shot with a .22 caliber rifle 7 or 8 times in the head. I'm sure that's a detail that's never been released.
Where did this occur at?
At his trailer, where the heck he live at? Way east of town, what, 30 miles east of town?
You're talking east of Bismarck?
East of Bismarck, yes, yeah. 30 miles, just a rough guess. I don't remember how far he lived out there.
Can you walk me through the sequence of what happened?
No? Because I don't remember most of it.
Okay. Just tell me what you do remember.
I remember, I was saying that Robin, I can't even remember his wife's name. Shoot. And I was staying at her mom's house here in Bismarck. And I was selling gold and silver jewelry over at what was then Eddie's Club over in Manhattan, just across the old bridge. And I came home. I was pretty whacked out on Jack Daniels. And she told me that they were all upset. There was her mom and her and a couple more of her mom's kids. And they were just sitting around the table and they were all upset. All whacked out because her and Robin got in a fight at one of the bars in town. And she slapped up on him and he took off and she took off. And last thing I remember saying was, oh, I'll just go take care of this for you. I think that's my exact words. Next thing I remember, I was pumping shells into his head.
Whose gun did you use?
His.
Where was it?
In his trailer.
Do you remember where in the trailer?
No. No. And when, I don't remember all those sequence of events. And I remember it, and I must have left his place. I drove out there in my truck, and I must have left his place, and I came to, oh shoot, where the heck was I? I need a county map to see where I came to at. And I had a rifle and 3 shotguns, I think, on the bench seat of my pickup truck. almost like a purse, but not a purse. And it was full of shotgun shells and 22 shells. And I dumped the bag. It was snowing that night. Yeah, it was snowing that night. Dumped the bag by a couple of old trees way out north of Bismarck here. And I think I must have drove for, I drove 6 or 8 more miles. And I come across an irrigation ditch or a drainage ditch. And I took the guns out and I wrapped them in a sheet. That sheet's mine to pick up. Yeah, that's what it did, yeah. I wrapped them in a sheet and I stuffed them up in a gutter that just runs underneath the roadway on a crossroad. I was really freaked out. Drove around up north on the county roads up north. And I got towards 83, yeah, got quite a bit more. I don't think I was maybe 200 feet, maybe 300 feet from 83, and I ran out of gas. One thing I did tell the investigators, I did run out of gas. And I must have been, oh shoot, it's a crossroad. It's got to be, that crossroad's got to be 12 miles north of town at 83. There was no gravel county road coming onto the highway. And I had 6 or 7 or maybe 8 cans. I had isopropyl alcohol for gas antifreeze in the back of the truck. And I threw them in the gas tank. And that got me off the county road onto 83, heading south back towards Bismarck. And then it petered out. And then a couple of guys come along in a Jeep. I had the hood up. A couple guys come along in a Jeep, and this was early in the morning. It's snowing, it's blowing. They picked me up. They took me down to the gas station. Oh, what was it? I think it was a Conoco. I can't remember. I think it was a Conoco just north. Of course, this was quite a while back. Just north of the freeway in 83. And the lady let me use the gas can, and I threw a couple bucks worth of gas in, and they took me back out to the truck. Threw the gas in, got started, and drove back down, put some more fuel in. And I've been in denial ever since.
Have you ever admitted this to anyone else?
No,
His family?
nobody.
What kind of 22 rifle was it? Do you remember how it functioned?
Semi-automatic. I don't know how many shells it held. I don't even, it wasn't a clip, it had to be a breech load. Or, slide load. Let's see. Standard 22 rifle. Has the ear tag on the left-hand side that ejected the shells when they shot.
So is the ejection port on the left side?
I think so. I think so. I can't remember.
Where exactly did the shooting take place at?
His trailer.
Whereabouts in the trailer?
His kid's room.
You've been there before?
Yeah, I was screwing his wife's married sister.
But you're familiar enough with the house to know that it was the kid's room?
Yeah, I've been there quite a few times. Spent out, had dinners and barbecues and stuff out there. I went out there and helped do some of those ranching things, you know. I wasn't doing anything else.
What position was he in when you left him?
He was dead. He was on the floor. I didn't turn any lights on. I didn't, I didn't turn any lights on. No, he was dead.
Was there a confrontation?
Yeah, there was. And he went back to sleep.
Or
Went back to sleep on the floor. I woke him up. He went back to sleep. Told him he can't be treating your old lady that way. Something like that. God damn. Still hazy. I blocked that out. Boy, did I block that out. Besides, I was really drunk too. What the hell else happened? He just flat pissed me off. I don't know why it snapped. I have no idea.
so if we, earlier you mentioned that if you had a map you could show me where you'd stopped your truck.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I would get you in general direction where I stopped the truck. So I jumped to ammunition in one place and I jumped to weapons in another place. But boy, my recollection of the names of the roads, pretty piss poor after a decade and a half.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Would you like to know why I'm here?
Well, we're getting to that.
For 14 years, my karma's been biting me in the ass.
Kind of bad luck for the last 14 years.
Yeah, every time I turn around.
Well, it's the reason is any.
That's the only reason I came here. I didn't have to come in.
What have you been doing for the last 14 years?
Working
Here at Bismarck, or where are you done?
all over the United States. We'll just stop right there at that.
Okay,
No more questions on that.
that's fine.
You want to chase me down, you'll check my social security number and all that. Unless I got paid cash.
I'm not worried about that. But there's another guy I'd like you to talk to. Because he was the lead investigator back then. He's my supervisor.
Okay.
And I think this is important enough to wake him up.
Yeah, you can wake them up now or you can wait till morning, I don't care.
Well, I'll leave that up to him.
I've done my thing already.
Okay. I'll leave that up to him, but I'm going to let him know that you turned yourself in.
Okay.
And if he wants to come down and visit with you tonight, I'll give him the opportunity. Otherwise,
Have somebody from the PD's office come down too, and we'll see what we can do here.
Is there something in the city jurisdiction that you need to clear up too?
In this city?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Public Defender's Office. I'm not police department, Public Defender's Office. I ain't got nothing. What you see, this is what I got. So, yeah.
Well, I'll
We'll see what we can
make a
do.
couple phone calls, and we'll see. Is there anything else, any other details that you can remember, anything unique? You said you had 3 guns with you, all 3 of them?
No, it
come out
was
of-
4 guns. 4 guns. They all came out of his place.
Okay. 3 shotguns and a
I'm
rifle.
sure there was 3 shotguns. There might have been 2 shotguns. God dang it. Shoot. A 22. God dang, can't remember if it was Ruger or not. 22 rifle. I don't even know why I took them guns. Well, I'm telling you straight up, it's so fuzzy. 2 of them were shotguns for sure. I've been 2 12 gauges and a 410. I'm not, What's the 22? But I'm pretty sure there was 4 guns.
Did you take them out of gun cases? Or where'd they come from?
Standing in the closet. right there in the closet in the master bedroom. Sitting on the butt end, leaning up against the corner of the closet there.
So at the time that you shot him, was he laying on the floor?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
That's where he was sleeping when you found him?
That's where he was sleeping when I found him, and that's where he went back to sleep after I woke him up and argued with him. I don't know how long the argument went on. We were both just drunk and shit.
When you guys said that you're able to provide the date, what was the date?
This was a couple, 3 days before Thanksgiving, 1990. I can't remember how many days before Thanksgiving. 2 or 3 before Thanksgiving, I believe.
It was in November?
November, yes.
Well, I'm going to shut the recorder off and make a couple phone calls. You need anything right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Be back with you in just a minute. I'll round up a county map and make...
Last part of November, first part of December of 91, just before I got out.
Here, like I mentioned,
Shut the door.
yeah. Like I said, I advised him of his rights.
Okay.
That's the same form that you just signed.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And
Still willing to talk to me, or?
Up to a point, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I pretty much spelled it out already on
Well,
the
that's kind of what Steve was talking about.
You got to remember, I was in an alcoholic binge, and what I can recall,
There was drugs involved too, wasn't there? Did you have drugs?
there was no drugs involved. Marijuana.
Yeah. And then they revoked your probation or something.
Oh, that was, I left here. I was just telling him, and I got jacked out to Washington State for parole violation for forgery and grand theft by Bailey or something like that, and it was like 15 years. And then they asked me where I wanted to go. Well, I said, my truck's out here in North Dakota, my camper, all my stuff's out here. They paroled me back here.
Oh.
And then,
Okay.
and during this time, then after this happened, then my parole officer was hot and heavy on me. He jammed me down here at the bar down here downtown.
Corral?
Yeah, I think it was the Corral. I don't remember the name of it. Yeah.
Maine there?
Yeah.
Well, you had a jewelry stand over at Eddie's, didn't you, at the time?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, could you just kind of go through, for me, what you talked to Steve about? I guess I got woke up here, so I'm just kind of trying to get my bearings.
Steve will refresh my memory.
well, basically, that you, at the time you were living with Robin's wife's mother.
Correct, yeah.
And then you came home.
I don't even, what was your last name? Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah. And I met Robin and his wife at, where the hell did I meet them at? I met him at the Maine bar. That's where I met him at.
Maine?
That's Maine, yeah. That's how we got together. Met him at Maine. And they were down there with Levon. What the heck's, I can't remember Robin's wife's name. Do you remember? Let's do this up. Names.
It was Levon, I remember Levon. I think it started with an L too, didn't it?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
In Loretta.
Might have been Loretta.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I think it was.
That's where we met. And Levon and I hit it off really good. And
Okay.
all right, yeah, that's how I met them. And that would have been, I met them, would have been the latter end of August, had to be probably a week after I got out of the pen for that 10.5 years.
That's in 19...
That would have been August of 90 when I got out. Yeah. Then I went back and did that year for that possession charge. After that, that was from like February to December or something like that.
Of 91?
91, yeah. I think it was February.
And then you went back out west then? Or?
Went back west, yeah.
Okay. Now that's, you're from that area out there?
Yeah, I'm from Washington State.
Okay.
Like I told the other gentleman, any other information you need about me, you'll have to check my social security number to see if I got paid or if I just got paid cash.
Like the jewelry store over at Eddie's Club, right? Now you got hooked up on that deal with, through, what was it? Isn't he in?
Not, goddamn, what was his first name?
Wasn't it
He was a property officer out there at the pen, and he ran the restaurant, their little restaurant out there, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if he's still around here or not.
I don't know if he is or not.
But I guess just kind of go through so that I have kind of an idea what you told Steve, so we're not kind of rehashing things, I guess.
What I remember, I came into the house over there, I came back from Eddie's Club, and Loretta and her mom and the kids, and they were all on the kitchen table, and they were all in a huff. And evidently, Loretta and Robin had gotten in a fight down at the bar, down at the main bar. And I'm thinking it was the main bar. I mean, I can't remember. They got in a fight at the bar. That wasn't a bar of choice. I assume it was the main bar. They didn't go very many other places in town. He slapped her and hit her, you know. I come back, and I was loaded on Jack Daniels, you know. It's 1 o'clock or 1:30 in the morning. I don't remember when the hell it was. It was after they closed over there at Eddie's, so it had to be after 1 o'clock. And I got angry and said, I'm just going to take care of this shit. And I went out the door.
And everybody heard you say that?
Well, I'm sure they did.
And then where did you go anywhere before then, or?
I went to the, I don't know if I went to, I couldn't have gone to the bar. It would have been closed. I was thinking I might have gone to the bar, I might have drove by the bar to see if somebody was there so I could check and see what the hell happened, what was going on. But they would have been closed. Because he didn't run after hours like some other places I know.
So you were at Eddie's Club working at your jewelry stand?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
either I was working at the jewelry stand or dancing with the honeys on the dance floor.
Okay.
You know.
So you went by the bar? Now I'm trying to figure out,
Yeah.
the main bar is the one on...
Down at the end of the, when you're heading down Main, heading out of town on Old 10, just before, remember the old Sinclair station was at? Is it still down there?
Yeah, it's closed.
Well, okay, well, it was just
Across the street,
just
right?
basically across the street and maybe another block east or something like that.
That's the Corral, I think, isn't it? I don't know.
Got the name? Okay, well, and it was like 2 blocks or 3 blocks west of where that road veers off, goes out to Penn, where that one restaurant's at, and then there was a motel.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So nobody was there, so I kept going. And I went out all the way out to his place, out to his trailer.
Okay. You've been out there before?
Many times.
Yeah.
Many times.
What did you do when you got there, I guess?
When I was out there, well, I went out there and woke him up. He was sleeping in his kid's room. We started arguing. I started bitching at him for slapping around his wife, you know. And he wasn't listening to it. He was drunk and I was drunk. He went back to sleep. I was all pissed off and in a huff. Rant and raved and walked around, found some guns in his master bedroom closet, loaded up that .22 and put 7 or 8 shells in his head.
So the master bedroom is where
That's where the guns were.
do you remember what kind of gun it was?
It was a .22 rifle.
Anything specifically about it? Do you remember?
I thought the ear for the semi-automatic was on the left, but I can't remember. It was just a semi-automatic, normal Ruger-style rifle, you know. Didn't have a clip. You had to load them like you do a big BB gun, you know, and drop them in a chamber. It doesn't have a clip.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how many shells were in there.
It was unloaded when you got it from the bedroom?
I don't know if it was or not.
Okay. Is there any other guns?
I'm sure I took 4 guns.
You know what kind they were?
Well, I thought there was 3 shotguns and a 22, but there might have been 2 shotguns and 2 12 gauge and a 410. Or it might have been 2 shotguns and like a 30 caliber 308 or something rifle and the 22, but I just can't remember.
Okay.
And to best of my recollection, I showed them on the map where I think I dumped the guns.
Okay.
And where I dumped I came out of there with a canvas bag, and all the shells they had, and all the shotgun shells, and the rest of the 22 caliber shells, I threw them off the canvas bags, and I dumped them in a different spot. I was all over that kind of road out there up north of town.
Where'd you get the canvas bag from?
I think it was just sitting on the floor there, in the closet. All the ammo and everything was right there in the closet.
Okay. The gun was in the closet?
All 4 guns were just laying in the corner of the closet.
Was there a gun case in the house, you know?
Boy, maybe a gun rack. I don't remember if there was a gun case.
That's a long time since I think.
I don't think he had. I don't know if he had a gun case or not.
Okay.
He might have had one.
But the guns weren't in the gun case. They
I
were
don't think
laying
they were
in
in
the
the gun
corner.
case. No, I think they were just leaning up in the corner of the closet.
Okay. And you knew where they were at before?
We used them before. I've been out there. Like I said, we were friends. I went out there and helped him do his cattle and helped him work his pumps for his water, and you know, yeah.
So you knew where the guns were? Did you guys go target practicing or anything like that?
No,
You're saying you were in the home?
yeah, I was in the home maybe a dozen times or a dozen half times in the, 3 or 4 months that I knew him.
Okay.
Levon and I spent a couple of nights out there together.
So, do you remember the day at all, or?
What day it happened?
Yeah.
Well, I told him it was like 2 or 3 days before Thanksgiving in 1990. And I don't know when Thanksgiving fell, but it would have been sometime probably between it would have been between the 20th and the 23rd, more than likely. I know it wasn't no more than 3 days before Thanksgiving that year, I think.
Could have been.
And I'm thinking it was a Monday that's what I'm thinking, it was like a Monday or Tuesday night.
You did mention that it was snowing.
It was snowing, yeah, it was snowing.
You sure it's
And
holiday?
it wasn't snowing, yeah, I'm pretty sure the holiday. Yeah, I'm sure it was just a couple of days before Thanksgiving. Yeah, it snowed, so.
Like stormy snow?
Yeah, like stormy snow which would cover tracks. Yeah, because I was thinking as I was driving down the highway or driving down the road leaving this place that the snow was going to cover my truck tire tracks.
What kind of shoes were you wearing at the time?
Tennis shoes. I think I was wearing tennis shoes.
Did you ever go into that little garage or shed and off to the...
That carport?
Yeah.
We went in that carport, come in the back door of the kitchen.
Okay. You didn't pull your truck in there, did you?
No, his truck was parked there. I think I parked behind it.
Okay, you said we, did you? You just said we pulled into the...
No, we came, every time we came to the trailer, we came in through the carport into the kitchen.
Okay.
We, meaning Robin and I, or every time we went out there.
Okay,
You know.
okay.
Yeah. You're looking for an accomplice.
Well, you know, his name came up.
No, he didn't have nothing to do with that.
Didn't he?
No, he didn't have nothing to do with it. He had no idea. I got a call from the FBI in 1993 when I'm out working in Washington State. They wanted to know if it was from Indianapolis office, and my wife called me, said, "You just got a call from the FBI," and she gave me the number, and I called them from my work. And they wanted to know about if I knew when I last seen him. It was like 1990 or something when I last seen him. Or
really?
You know. Yeah, it's been, a couple, 3 years since I seen him. Yeah, they were. I says, "What did he do? Shoot another cop?" The guy did not. He did not see the humor in that.
I
suppose he didn't.
So they were looking at mold or something?
They never gave it up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. And left here.
They asked me is he a survivalist, and I had already asked the cop shoot question, and I told him I didn't know what his political affiliation was. The guy says, no, that's not what I mean. If he goes out in the woods, would he survive? I think we all could, I told him, So, because I hadn't had no contact with
Okay.
When I left, and we never called, we never wrote, never did nothing with each other, so, yeah.
Because, see, after this all happened, he got into some trouble out here.
I can imagine he would.
And he started saying, "Hey, I'll cut you a deal. I got some information on this murder and all this stuff."
I never told him shit. All he had was supposition.
And that's what we were doing, is we were kind of jockeying around with him, and it was one of these deals. I think he was pretty desperate and trying to throw out teasers, and it never
until I showed up here and made that call over there at the gas station across the street. I have never told anybody.
Okay. So what kind of prompted you then to do this? I mean, it's the right thing.
That's fucking karma.
Is that right?
My conscience has been bothering me really bad for the last year and a half.
Is there any
That's why.
reason why you'd be?
None that I know of. It's just been bothering the shit out of me. And my luck's been really bad for 14 years.
Really?
Yeah. No matter what I do, shit happens. Like bad shit happens. It doesn't make any difference. I could have the greatest plan in the world, and it just falls to hell.
What have you been doing? I mean, what kind of work have you been doing since?
Little carpentry, little auto mechanics, little maintenance.
I mean, how is things personally as far as, didn't you have a child or something you talked the last time that you mentioned something about?
Yeah, well, my boys...
you were divorced or something, I think, at the time?
Yeah, he's, what year is this? 2004? He's 32.
Holy man. Yeah, that'll get old, huh?
Yeah, no doubt.
Did you ever get married again or anything like that?
I got married again in 93 and divorced in 94. Didn't even last a year. I was out in Washington State.
In Kennewick?
And I just came back from there, and she died in March this year.
Your wife?
My ex-wife, yeah, my second ex-wife.
What's her name?
Her name was Sue. She died from kidney failure. She was a real heavy drinker. Yeah, her body just gave out on her, and she just gave up the ghost and died.
Any kids?
She had 2 kids. She had a boy and a girl. We're 6 years apart. Yeah, about 6 years apart.
Was it her kids?
Laura's taking care of her estate, yeah.
Have you?
I just came from out there.
You did?
Yeah.
Just came into town?
I just came into town tonight. I've been out there for a month and a half saying goodbye to my mom without saying goodbye to my mom because I knew I was coming out here to do this shit. It's been bothering the crap out of me. I had to come square this up.
Okay, your mom, is that Ruth?
Fern.
Fern.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't tell your mom that you were going to do this?
I ain't told nobody.
Any police ever talk to you at all?
Nope, just you guys.
Oh.
Yeah. Last conversation I had with any police about this was when you guys came out there in 91, out to the pen, just before I got released on that drug charge.
Was Mashing your parole officer?
I think he was, yeah. I think he was, yeah. Yeah, he was really pissed off I didn't roll over. He thought he was going to find something in my truck.
Now,
That's why you guys jammed on me at the Corral Bar that time. I know why. It had nothing to do with me not reporting to him. Give me a break.
You had that yellow or
I had
tan,
a 74 Chevy 3/4 ton, yeah.
kind of a yellowish
Yeah,
thing?
yeah.
A big topper, wasn't it?
No
Wasn't that right in there,
topper.
topper?
Yeah, topper. I had a camper I bought with it. It came with it, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah. Yeah,
Well, is there-
I was really cocky and arrogant then.
No, I mean, I didn't see it as that. I guess I've dealt with inmates before, and I didn't see it as cocky or anything. I just thought that, there was something that you were telling. I thought maybe it was...
When you caught me, when you guys came out to the pen to investigate me, I had just finished suing the state of North Dakota on behalf of those prisoners out there for the indigent policy that Warden Powers had put in effect. And I just beat him in federal court.
Okay.
So when I did that 10.5 years out there, and then I got popped for that marijuana, and then went back out there and did a year, and they wouldn't give me no other job. They made me janitor in the law library. So that's all I had to do was read law books when I was out there. So
Well, whatever, So, what other things have happened in your life since this? You said
I ain't talking about that. We're talking about this.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, what can you give us as far as? I mean, you didn't tell anybody.
Didn't tell anybody.
And the guns
The guns I threw, and the ammunition I threw in 2 separate spots. I showed them on the map where it was at.
Remember where you threw the ammo?
Yeah, well, like I explained, it was in like a 2-mile area there, and he said the first mile coming down that road is pretty much grassy prairie, and then there's a depression where there's trees running along both sides of the road. I threw them on the north side of the road in a snowbank between some trees.
Did you have to walk off the distance off the road or anything like that?
No, because it was snowing. I just walked out, got out. They were in the passenger side. I pulled the bag out, and I gave them a toss out, and they fluffed right in the snowbank. It was already snowing pretty heavy that night. There must have been maybe 3 inches depth of snow.
Inside slope to the road or backside slope?
Oh, geez. Behind a tree, I threw them so that they, it would have been probably in the flat part where it slopes down, then the trees start growing, then swells back up. It would have been down, it probably would have dropped closer to the bottom. I give them a toss, and so they would have landed behind the tree stump someplace. So there was like 3, I think there was 3 trees, maybe 6 or 8 inches in diameter, like right next to each other. And I gave them a toss, so they landed off in there.
So there's just 3 trees in that area? I mean,
No, just 3 together. There was, down that row, there was, oh, jeez. Oh, shoot. I can't remember how many trees are down there. I just seen what looked like an optimal spot to drop the ammunition. That's what they did.
Shotgun shells and...
Criminal mind at work, period, Going in and out, in and out. I don't remember exactly how I got out on the gravel road. I know I took the freeway, and I know I took that exit ramp to go out there. And then I was just looking around those gravel roads out there.
Okay, you weren't real sure where you were at when you were driving?
I just killed a guy.
Did you, as I recall at the time that we talked before, You indicated that you drove up by Mo's place.
I did, yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, because it had to be, because on that map, Mo lived up on 80th. And the culvert that I dropped those guns in was on 80th, what did you say it was, 71st? So, and then Mo lived up above that to the north. From that corner, he might have been up there maybe a mile and a quarter maybe, was where his place was at. And I drove by his place when I took that, and then I hit that T up there, and then I headed back down towards 83. That's where I ran out of gas. And I did run out of gas.
And you put heat in the
I
tank.
put heat in my tank. I had 6 or 7 or 8 cans of heat, and I put heat in my tank, and that got me. And I know I see, after looking at that map, there's a set of railroad tracks there, and I know I ran out of gas after I ran across that old set of tracks. There's an old spur line running along there before you get to 83.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So I know I was already across that, and then I ran out of gas, and that heat got me to 83 and down to 83, and those 2 guys in that Jeep did come by and pick me up, and they took me down to that, I think it was the Conoco. They drove me down there, and I got some gas from the gas can from the lady, the girl was working there, and went back up and got gas in the truck, and then came back down, put some more fuel in the truck.
I think maybe it was a mini mart. I can't remember now.
It was a mini mart, yeah.
At that time.
Yeah. Well, they had fuel tanks out front, and I don't know if it was a Conoco. I just can't remember the name of the station.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But the story that I told you, I was mixing fact and fiction.
Mm-hmm.
I remember quite a bit about what I told you guys. To the detail, I think I was, yeah. I think I had my itinerary down pretty pat. I think I did.
You just omitted the one part, huh? So you kept the guns for quite a while after you left Enockson's then, huh?
Yeah, well, from the drive from his place up through the gravel roads and dump the shells and then dump the weapons, but I never kept them. Only that, shoot, how long does it take to drive from there? Oh.
Was it storming, you said? Or?
Yeah, I only think I had the weapons in me maybe 40 minutes, and I dumped them. However long it took me to get from his place out there. Oh, when I left his place, you know, his parents lived right across the road.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go north like I normally would. I went south, then back to the highway, and then north on 83. And then I went up to the
Any
freeway.
reason why you did that? Or?
No idea. No idea.
Were you going to stop at Mo's then, or what was?
I didn't know what I was going to do. I was just familiar territory,
Okay.
you know. You got to look at the stress I'm under. I'm drunk, going in and out of a drunken stupor. I just killed somebody. I'm looking for a homing ground, familiar territory. That's the only reason I can figure I did that.
Had you lived with Mo for a while after you got out?
For a while, yeah.
Okay.
I had my camper and truck parked up there.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, last time you mentioned something about you hadn't turned any lights on. Were there lights on when you went in there?
There was lights on in the home when I went in, yeah. There was what the heck was on? I think there was a lamp on in the living room, because when I came in the back door, there was light already there. And I must have turned the light on in the master bedroom to find the guns, because I don't think that was on.
Well, he was in
The kids' room.
kids' room.
Yeah.
What? Can you describe that room? I guess I'm trying to.
Okay, you came in there, you walked down the hallway, well, you came into the room, the master bedroom was on the left, you took a jog to the right, and there was the kids' room was to that right of that, and then there was another guest room to the left. The kids' room, the door opened to the right, had a right-hand swing. The kids had 2 bunk beds, and they were, when you opened the door, the bunk beds were against the wall. You would have looked at it lengthways.
And where was Enockson at?
Sleeping on the floor.
Did he get up or?
No, not much. Grumbled, moaned, leaned up on his elbow. We pissed and moaned and farted and argued, and I bitched at him. And he went back to sleep, sucker. And that's what I felt at the time.
So there was no, like, pushing, shoving type of thing at all?
No physical altercations, no.
Do you remember what Robin was wearing at the time?
No, I don't. I think he was fully dressed, wearing what they normally had on. I don't even remember if he had his boots on or not. Blue jeans and one of his cotton shirts. He always wore cotton button-up shirts. Just typical farmer, you know. I called it a farmer shirt.
Did he do anything with his personal property?
No. Other than his guns, you mean?
Well, anything.
No, no.
How far away from him were you when you fired the weapon?
The barrel couldn't have been more than 4 feet away from him.
Where did you shoot him at, the body?
Shot him in the head. But it was dark in the room when I shot him.
There's no lights on?
No, as a matter of fact, I took the door had the same swing on it. I opened the door, and I stuck the gun out with my left hand, so the barrel might have been only 3 feet from him by the time the barrel was extended. Yeah, I put the door around, and I just kept busting shells with the left hand on that rifle.
You're left-handed?
No.
Oh.
It's just the way it worked out because the door had a right-hand swing on it.
Like this, you said?
Right, yeah. Here. Lopez was there. He was down there. And he was laying, his head was down on this side. I took the rifle and I stuck it down like that. And I closed the door. And I know I had the proper aim. Yeah, I know I had the proper aim because the first shell, when I shot the first shell, he grunted. .22s don't have any kick, so it doesn't change any trajectory or aim. I just held in the same position. And like I say, it was 7 or 8 times, however many shells were in the gun.
And you loaded it?
No.
It was loaded.
It was loaded already. I don't remember loading the gun.
Did you get a lot of blood on you?
I don't think so. That's the reason I put the door between me and him.
Did you do anything with the clothes you were wearing that night?
No, I don't think I did. I'm trying to think of it. I still had those same tennis shoes on when I was arrested.
You still have?
Do I still have them tennis shoes after 14 years? No, I don't think.
When you got there, did you go into the carport at all? Walk around?
Just to come into the house and then go back out again.
The reason I'm saying is that there were some tracks in there in the carport.
I pulled my truck up behind his. His was already in the carport. I pulled mine up behind his, so mine was out in the open. I got out of the truck. I walked right in, had the altercation with him, went and got the gun, shot him. Went in the bedroom. I was really in a panic. Didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I sat on his bed. Yeah, I sat on the bed for a while. What the fuck am I going to do? And then I looked up in the closet and seen the shotguns there, the other guns, and just bundled all the guns up, and rolled them up in a sheet, walked back out to the truck, put them on the bench seat of the truck, and took off.
Robin's truck was in the carport.
His truck was in the carport, yeah. Yeah, it was parked in his carport when I got there.
What time did you get back home while you were staying?
Jesus, I don't know. I have no idea. I had to run around and run out of gas, and I was just... It had to be after 4:30 in the morning. It's in wintertime. It was dark, and you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know. I didn't even look at my watch to see what time I got back.
Do you remember me coming to their house? House?
I don't know.
You stayed downstairs in the
Was I drunk?
basement?
Yeah, yeah.
No. Fact is, I think you were working on your truck and then you left.
Oh, out in the driveway?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember you
No.
going there.
Do you have any questions to clear up? No.
Did you have any contact with Robin after you shot him? Did you move him at all? Check on him? Anything?
No, I didn't. No,
Physically touch him at all?
not that I can remember. No, I didn't. I shot him. I heard him grunt and groan that one time, and every time I pulled the trigger after that, he didn't make any noise. I figured he was dead. I do remember, yeah, I went into the bathroom because I washed blood off my hand and my arm from blowback. Which bathroom was it? Must have been the master bath. It was, yeah, it had to be that one bathroom right there in the hallway. Yeah, I don't remember seeing any blood on me anyplace else.
Refresh my memory less. Was this Thanksgiving time or was it Christmas time?
Closer to Christmas.
I could have swore it was Thanksgiving. Christmas. Okay, did I get the year right? Was it 1990? 1990. I got out of prison in August of 90, went back in February of 91.
Yeah. December 20th.
Okay.
Is there anything else that you remember that we should know about the...
I don't think so. I don't think so.
And you never told or talked to anybody about this over the years? This is the first time you...
This is it.
It is.
Where'd the sheet come from that you wrapped the guns in?
I thought I had it in the truck, but maybe I pulled it off their bed. I'm not sure. Maybe I thought I had a sheet in the truck, but I just don't remember. I don't remember if I took a sheet and threw the guns on it, wrapped it up, or if I took the guns out and threw them in the truck and then wrapped them up. I just don't remember.
But you never did, like Steve says, move the body,
No,
touch it in any way.
no. I don't remember moving his body at all. Yeah, I remember coming out in the hallway and there was light from someplace, so that must have been light coming from the master bedroom down the hallway. And I seen some blood on my left hand and up my arm. And I didn't have a long sleeve shirt on, I had a short sleeve shirt on, no coat.
No coat.
Didn't have a coat on. And I seen the blood, and that freaked me, and I went in and washed it off in the bathroom, run the water, scrubbed it off, and I went in and sat on the bed in the master bedroom, cursed my ass up one side, down the other, what the hell is it? And I looked up, and I seen the guns in the corner of the closet, and I just picked them all up. I think I got the sheet from the bedroom. I think the sheet was there, and I just threw them on a sheet, wrapped them up.
What did you do with the shells? I mean, the shells, you said?
Yeah, I put those, the shells were there, and I threw them in that canvas bag. It was like a purse or a canvas bag. Maybe it might have been a purse.
What did you do with that?
I dumped that at that first spot I showed you on the map.
You just threw that?
That's the one I threw by the trees, yeah. I threw them out, and then I took off, and the guns were still in the, and that's when I got up by Moe's, and I stopped, and that's where I put those guns in that culvert. Threw them down the ditch. It was snowing pretty good. I figured that would destroy any evidence that was in there. And that was my, I think that was my thought.
Mm-hmm. So you got out of the truck and placed them in the culvert?
Yeah, I got out of the truck. I physically walked down to the culvert, walked down to the ditch, and I stepped them up inside the culvert. And I threw some, and it was snowing, and I threw some snow over the top of it and then got back in the truck. Yeah, that's what I did. But, and it was right there on the corner. So it had to be the corner, it had to be 80th. Because then got back in the truck, and I took an immediate right, and I drove by Dave's and hit it and went by his place. And then I hit that T, and then I hit for the highway. So it had to be right there at 71st and 80th. Yes, I just, at 71st, yeah, I just...
I'm just trying to think of the trees. Now, was that in the same area as the guns, the trees, or?
No.
From the map he showed me, it's
Miles apart?
about 2 miles east from Minokan Road. If you go north from Minokan and hit 71st Avenue, and then you stay to the left.
Okay.
Moffett Road.
Okay. This is where are they at here? Yeah, right here. The guns are in this, or the shells are in this area here. This west area here, right. And then, and up here, yeah, the shells were over here, and the guns were in the culvert here at 80th and 71st.
You got this before?
Yeah, he sent somebody out to look at the culvert. Like I said, yeah, I mean, you know,
Mo lived where at again? I guess I'm trying to...
yeah, where's the 80th at here? Right here. Mo lived right up in, he lived right up in this area, because right in this corner here, there was a hillside, and then the farmer that had the land up here on this corner had cattle in, and he had a little depression with a hard pan just over the berm that Dave's had his trailers on. And over that berm, and then the road was, this road up here was from his place, no more than 200 yards from his driveway, maybe 250 yards from his driveway to there, to that T intersection, this T intersection right here, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
He had that double trailer up there. He had
Yeah.
one trailer low and another one high, built up, and then right behind it they had that his neighbor had a berm built up, and then down below that was a depression where he had a hard pan with water in there for his cattle to drink out of.
And there's a shed, I think, isn't there, down there?
Dave's place.
Yeah.
He had a chicken coop out.
Okay, maybe that's what
Yeah. That was weird, Dave's chicken.
He was living with the gal at the time or not?
He was, yeah. I think she worked for the railroad. I think she worked out in Miles City, Montana. She worked out there all weekend and come back on weekends, I think. I can't remember her name.
When did you leave out west to come here? When did you?
When did I leave out west? This time to come here?
Yeah.
Let's see, this is, I left Tuesday.
This past Tuesday?
Yeah. I left Tuesday about, I think 3:30 is when the bus left.
In the afternoon?
Yeah.
Greyhound?
Greyhound. And I got into here about 7:30 or until last night, which would be Wednesday.
When you got here, did you talk to anybody or?
Nope. Went down to Lucky's, drank some beer, and watched the Timberwolves beat Sacramento.
And then from there you came?
From there, I walked down by the tracks. Bitched and moaned myself for about 5 hours before I came over here. And I was cussing because I couldn't find a payphone anyplace. Walked all around downtown, couldn't find a payphone anyplace.
Around anymore.
No, and I ended up over across the street to Sorrel Station.
And called?
911. She asked what I needed. I says, I'm a bad man. So I told her. What do you want to report? I says, I want to report a homicide.
Sure did.
Where are you at? You know, I'm across the street from your detention center. You guys ain't got no payphones around.
So you left, what, there's the Tri-City area. Is it
The bus comes out of Pasco.
Pasco?
Yeah.
Okay.
I came under my real name.
Are you in any trouble out west?
No.
No?
Finding it's hard to fathom.
Well, no. You know, I've been talking to the police out there, and they indicated that there was a warrant for a domestic assault or
That
something.
could have been with me and my ex-wife, Sue, yeah.
So that's been quite a while then.
Yeah. Before our divorce. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that domestic came on because I got a $756 bill from Lady Lawrence Hospital in the mail. And I asked her what it was for. She told me she thought she was pregnant, so she went over to get it checked out. But she had a hysterectomy 7 years before we got married. So what I thought was youthful exuberance turned out to be insanity. Yeah, so I blew a cork and then divorced her.
Well, do we have any word from our guys at all?
No guns.
It's been almost 14 years, somebody could have picked them up. You said they did road work out there?
Yeah. I don't know if they replaced the culverts or not. But you'd think if they replaced them and the guns were there, somebody would have said something. Who knows how many people have been up and down that ditch.
Yeah.
Somebody could have been breaking brush, chasing birds, doing anything. Found them.
Well, we can check that other area for the ammunition and take it from there. Can't think of any other questions.
You know, it's been so long that I haven't really... After I go through this, would you be willing to talk to me some more if I get some more questions? Because as you can see,
I can see
this is about half of what I
Or
heard.
you got to bring, you get a public defender online, bring one in here and we'll sit down and talk. I'm not going to hide anything, okay?
Okay.
I just want whatever cloud I got going on to happen. You know, I already know I'm looking at 30 to life. I know what murder carried in 1990. I'm not stupid. But I know my karma's been bad for 14 years and I'm tired of dealing with it.
Okay.
But if we go and start doing this, I don't have an attorney present. Some judge is going to jump all over it, and I don't want a long, drawn-out trial. I want to get this over and done with, pay my dues. And so I might be 80 1 years old when I get out of prison, but I'll have paid my dues.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you coming in, and because it's been a long time for the family. The family is, you know, they're elderly now, obviously, and occasionally I stay in contact with them, and you know, when there's no answers, there's no answers.
I know.
You know? And hopefully this will bring some closure to their, you know, before they pass on.
Well, for right now, tell me to take them upstairs.
Yeah.
And if you want to probably put your stuff in your house there. Put this off for 15 minutes.
I hope you found these raw interviews as compelling as I did. After the confession, investigators searched the areas Reitan had marked on a map. They found the ammunition, and a few years later, they recovered the guns as well. If you haven't already, I encourage you to listen to the earlier episode, 10 Years from Killing, for the full story of the murder of Robin Enockson. A big thank you to Mari Zoerb Hansen for additional research assistance. The music you are hearing is by our dear friend Ike Turner, originally from Wishick, North Dakota. You can find his work on bandcamp.com. The link is in the show notes. For more information about this show, head over to dakotaspotlight.com. That's all from me for this time, and I will see you next time.